Well, hello again, and thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Appreciate you. This is the FJ45 from WTmicros on a Maz Designs version 2 carbon chassis in the normal length. We'll call it the normal length. It's the standard C10 JLU length. On a stock axial axles, maybe an overdrive up in the front, and some Enduro wheels with Maz rings on them. At the end, I have a little sneak preview of some other wheels that could go on this rig. I'm running this right now in its raw form. Obviously, it's unpainted, and I don't have the front headlight bezel in there, nor do I have the rear bed cover on. I do, however, have the newest, the set of Maz design sliders that go with this rig. So that's why I'm out running it. I have the front magnets mounted. I don't have the rear mounted up yet. It is on a FuryTech Micro with a limited edition Maz Designs transmission in there. I'm running the back open because I dig it. I kind of like the look of it. Obviously a little bit of I need to do some wiring. I'm ordering a heat gun so I can do my heat shrink the way I want it and do it real nice and tight, like Maz has shown a few people how to do it on his YouTube channel with a good tutorial. I'm sure there's others out there. I just happen to, yeah, he does a really good job, and I have some of the supplies that he recommends. I just need a heat gun and some traction at this point. There we go. Come around the nub. Coming up out of the sand isn't always easy. As you can see, these tires have some wear on them, man. I was just looking at a newer set. These are worn. Yeah, and this is like a 54 millimeter tire. I really have to look it up online. I don't even know. It doesn't really say on it. I know it's like a 20 millimeter width. But man, I love this body. It looks so sick. The chassis is running really good on those Endura 39 millimeter oil shocks. And it's loving the rocks here in North Carolina at the house at the Cardboard Crawlers Outdoor Amphitheater. Remember, if you like this content, subscribe, share it, tell a friend about it, watch it with your kids or your nephews or tell somebody to have their kids watch, because it's really kid friendly. Like I don't think I cuss very much when I'm talking about trucks, and we're just talking about trucks. So maybe the dog over there. Oh, that's a good boy, Blue. Get a little itchy here in the humidity after coming out of dry weather. His skin trips, but we get it under control. And I had to just get a line there. I wanted to get my tire up on that flat, that rock. You can see that what it needed there. And then some nice compression of the tires here. These are Enduro wheels with brass inserts that have holes drilled in them. They come that way from Enduro, with no foams in those tires. And so they just run bare bones and, just give and take some air pressure there, kids. And yeah, I had a little trouble here. Like I said, I don't have the rear magnets on, so you can see I'm moving body right here. So I popped it off the front magnet, and then I reached over and put it back on. So it's a real pressure fit for the sliders. I really like how tight it fits. Some people might not, but I've noticed that, like, in the last 2 days of really messing with it a bunch, that it's sliding on easier and easier. And once I put the rear magnet, I'm going to go double magnet in the rear. And hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Tell me if you think the open rear looks cool or not. Because I'm thinking about just making a little cross member instead of putting the whole rear bed in there. Just boom, putting a little cross member that goes across and lets the magnets attach. Boom, boom, bangity bang, right across the top of the shock hoop there. So you let me know. I think that's how I'm gonna do it for a minute anyway, and I'll just make it so, yeah, I mean, it's always, everything's removable, right? Like, get a torch. But yeah, she's a wheeler, right? She's a rig for sure. She's well completed and looking good. Interesting the way I've done the steering link to the servo horn. It has a little okay, so the WTmicro body is just a little bit short. It's not. It's perfect. It's a beautiful body. It's not short. Everything just works out to where you have to have an adjustable servo horn. Or maybe not. I'll double check. I haven't checked with these sliders. But it seemed to want to work out where you had to have an adjustable servo horn and then move it back a position, which then put your drag link out in front of the, I guess that would be what you would consider your pitman arm, which would be your, that would be your servo horn. So it's just a little different. Some people might not like it. I didn't really at first, but I've gotten used to it. I did some adjusting. I filed down one of the pivot balls, or ground down one side. Yep, filed it down. And anyway, it seems to be working out pretty good. It's got lots of clearance. The other tires I was looking at for this rig are a 57. The new 57 Endura rock tire. It's basically this tread pattern in a 57. And once again, these are about a 54, I think. But man, they look good on here. It's just very scale. It's got a good look to it. I really like it. So, you know, what are you going to do? We'll see. She's a runner, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I just have some, like, you know that stuff they use to hang pictures, like, temporarily? It's like a putty. Mine happens to be blue. I've seen it. I think it's just called artist putty. Anyway, I'm using that to hold the roof in right now. Man, what a great idea. I just used 4 little dots, put it in 2 spots on the front, 2 spots in the rear, and then I trimmed all the putty out as I squished it down, and it squished it down in there real firm and hard. Dude, I've had that thing hold pictures on the walls for like a year before. So I'm just going to run it. And here's a little photo of it, of you. You can see the sliders there. And then, of course, I missed that Donner Lake in the background. Love that place. And boom, bang, some wheels to check out. A little bit of, ooh, what's that? So, as always, thanks again. Cardboard Crawlers out.